Hi everyone. My name is Alexandra. I'm from Imperia Online. Hope everyone's enjoying their time at DevGAMM. Uh, for me personally, this is my first time attending as a speaker, so please excuse me if I'm stumbling or just lagging somewhere. Hopefully, you will, by the end of this session, you will enjoy and learn of how we at Imperia Online do our PR and the top tricks we will share with you for free corporate PR. Before starting, I'm just gonna give a brief more information about who we are and more about me. So as mentioned, I'm part of Imperia Online. Imperia Online is one of the biggest game production companies in Southeastern Europe, with its portfolio of 28 released games and over 60 million players worldwide. Our flagship title is also called Imperia Online, which you can find on multiple platforms such as Steam, mobile, browser. In 2018, we were acquired by Stillfront Group. If you have not heard of them, they are a free-to-play powerhouse with a diverse portfolio with two main teams, loyal users and long lifecycle games. Um, since being part of Stillfront Group, actually, we had many opportunities and doors open for us at Imperia Online. And one of them was actually getting more into the publishing side of the gaming industry. Um, we started back in 2020 with a mobile title called Siege World War II, which we acquired from our sister company, Simultronics. And since having the title in-house, we managed to triple the revenue of the game and increase its metrics. With that, Stillfront outlined us as the life ops hub at the group, and we started looking more into acquiring external mobile titles, which is one of our main focuses now. One title we actually just recently acquired with our 16 years of experience, and we implemented all this knowledge to that game is Crush Them All. We got it at the beginning of June this year, and we've been having it for almost 6 months now in house, and even after such a long time, we managed to make many implication and changes to the game to make it and perform at its best with our knowledge and experience. More about me, I'm part of the marketing and biz dev team at the company. I have been part of that team for 1.5 years already. And since joining the company, actually one of the main roles that I got was to take care of the PR side of our company. We've never we don't have a dedicated person for PR for the last couple of years, nor do we have a specific budget. So we try to, with me mainly and my team, we try to just come up with ideas on how to increase our presence in PR, and doing that for free because it's really worth it. Just to clarify, I take care of the corporate side of the PR, and we have a dedicated person called Mitko who takes care of all the social media channels for our games. I will mention him further on into the presentation. So just a brief overview of what this presentation and the tricks will cover. So I will share with you how to increase your social media presence, how to contact and engage with agencies and share your news through them. how important the awards are for your PR, for the corporate PR, alongside the sponsorships and the charities. We will also engage on why you should share internal and external news, and also why influencers are linked with PR. Many people don't know this, but I will give you some insights why you should also engage with them. Just to briefly give you 4 pillars why you should invest your time and resources in PR. One of them is corporate image. So it's really important to build a brand. PR builds a brand, and it is something that it's not a business investment that you can buy. So you can also do it for free. It's really accessible and easy to do, and it doesn't take a long time. You'll see in this presentation. It's making it can make you a well-known name in the gaming industry. For example, I've had many encounters with other companies where we try to discuss some kind of opportunity, for example. And it's really good to hear when you talk about your company that they already know who you are and what you do. So this is also links that PR just increases your visibility, and it builds an image which gives value to your name as a company, and it also gives value to the products you deliver to your users. PR materials are viewed by a large number of users, so it is also linked with the increasing of the online presence. So this is also beneficial and good part of the PR. The second thing is related to the HR purposes. Think of HR as an additional channel for recruiting. So we try to show on social media what our brand identity. It's really important for people, not only our colleagues and partners and users, but also everyone who's following us. If PR agencies, for example, or one of them, is to show our brand identity and culture, and that we are a great place to work by posting on social media all the different events and the positive community we've built in this company throughout the 16 years we are on the market, and that we're essentially a good place to work. So this additionally just helps us recruit more people on board when our HR team is interviewing them. And we also, one thing that we also share is that we have internship programs. We've displayed this on our corporate website. We share it slightly often on our social medias. And we make unexperienced people come here, and potentially for just 3 months, they go out as a fully equipped, employable person. A really good example is me. I have started in the company as an intern, and now I'm speaking at DevGAMM, so you can trust this. The third thing is the brand identity, which I mentioned earlier. So sharing stories, values, the company culture. Here on the pictures, you can see we have breakfasts at the office, we host game nights, we dress up for different occasions, we have parties, and we just try to, similar to our mission, which we have posted on our website, and I have put up the quote here, we try to create different worlds in our offices, similar to our games, where people can rediscover themselves and feel their best way. So the fourth thing I want to address as a benefit of doing PR and investing in that is the goals you're setting in your company. So by positioning our company goals, which I mentioned earlier, is that our company, Imperia Online, is focused now more into the acquiring game assets from other companies. And by sharing them, we've managed to attract exactly what we were looking for. So we shared this information basically everywhere, all social medias. We even put up a special tab in our corporate website. We try to share it with other PR agencies and medias to reshare this information. And by doing that, actually, at the end, the outcome was that not only us, because in the beginning, we were the only ones who were contacting companies because people didn't know that Imperia Online was actually looking to acquire titles. And after going through this process, at the end, people and other companies started contacting us because they want to sell their games, because they see a potential opportunity with us. And we receive a lot of emails and just contacts from other studios to work with us. So I hope with these pillars that I have just grabbed your attention to invest in PR. And now I'm going to share the top tricks which you can start with if you don't know from where to start. So the first one is related to all the social medias, and it's really important to keep them updated. We are live on multiple platforms such as Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, Twitter, and it's really important to keep them updated. I know it takes creativity, and creativity is a really long process, especially if you don't want to be repetitive. So one thing and trick I can suggest is to have a preliminary plan for this. What I personally do is not make a plan for the long term, because there are events and different news that pop up just last minute. So I try to keep it short. I make a plan for each week, and it literally takes 30 minutes to make. And I suggest you starting with that as well. You can make it in Excel sheet. It's really easy if you don't want to pay for any third-party platforms for you to do it instead of you. You need to also understand that every platform is different. So there are news and events that won't be suitable the same way on Facebook as they will be on LinkedIn. So it's really vital to understand each platform and how it works, the users there. If you run out of ideas on what to share, one thing I can suggest is to just make a basic search on Google and get on with the trends and see for some ideas on what to post. One thing we often do is include a throwback Thursday picture, because especially now in the times of COVID, it's really difficult to get all your colleagues together to post different things. So try doing that. The second really important thing is to make a blog if you don't have one. So it doesn't necessarily need to be really long articles. You can just share short ones with just highlights, different stories about your company, and things that have happened or related to your games. For example, if you introduced a new feature just recently to one of your games, this is something that you can write about and inform your players. They will be really engaged with that, and they would probably, if they're really passionate about the game, they will probably comment and ask you questions. So this will increase the whole engagement between you as a company and the users. Another thing you can share is corporate and internal news, press announcements. In the screenshot, you can see that our CEO, Tsvetan, he had an interview with DevStar, and we wanted to include that in our blog as well. Here, another trick is also, if you run out of ideas here as well, you can bring out a weekly or a monthly reoccurring event to engage with users. What we personally do is we post every Friday a short interview with one of our colleagues to just describe what he's passionate about, what he likes about our company, how he found out about our company, hobbies, and it's one of the most engaging things and favorite things of not only our colleagues, because they get to know someone from a distance, especially if they haven't seen him. It is also really a favorite to our players because they essentially see the people who work at the company, who stand behind our games. A trick here is to also post the blog and the blog post on all of your social media channels to just increase the visibility and the organic search. A really popular channel that has become in recent days popular is TikTok. So if you think that it might not be suitable for a corporate channel, or if you're wondering if you should invest time in creating content for that, my suggestion would be yes. You will manage to attract diverse audience with this, because if your game has specific demographics with TikTok, you know that many users from different ages use it, and you will attract very different audiences to your product. You can see from the screenshots that here me and my colleague have filmed a couple of TikToks on our channel, and they're all related to our games, of course. We researched, we got on with the trends, and we filmed them, edited them, and made them. And they were really, at the end, fun to watch, and our users were engaging with them and resharing them. Also, the algorithm of TikTok, it is quite popular with it's popular that it sometimes boosts different videos that, for example, haven't been sponsored, or just they really vary, so that the algorithm can boost your videos and it can attract essentially more attention and more organic users to your products. Another thing I will discuss here is the YouTube channel and the live streams that we often do. So in regards to YouTube, throughout the years, we have made videos for a number of different occasions, such as awards, conferences, anniversaries, Christmas parties. We even had interviews before with different departments of our company. And by that, we were showcasing, just similar to the other slides, our brand identity and the whole environment that we work with and how we create our games. For example, we have a series for version 6 of which is the final version for the most recent version for our flagship title, Imperia Online. And we have a dedicated video for that one of how the whole version is created. You can go and check it out. A lot of users and players, long time players, were really pleased to see that. In regards to the live streams, we do this is Mitko actually, with the blue shirt on the top right corner, who I mentioned earlier, that takes care of the all the games channels. He make live streams on YouTube and on Facebook for our different games every week. He makes it in regards to recent tournaments, for example, or new modules, new features that we introduced. He even sometimes invites our game designers who are responsible for these new additions to the games to discuss live with the players. And this actually allows for a Q&A session and just the players to talk with our team directly if they have any issues or just concerns about something. They will explain everything in detail, and the whole engagement with them is just on another level when it's live, and not through email. We have also a Discord channel for our games. It's similar to the live streams. It's the same idea, but just a different channel. So it's a good place to interact with players. You can see here we have, this is the Crush Them All Discord channel where we have over 25K active players, and we share with them different features that we introduce. They have different sub-channels which they can discuss this new feature or just ask themselves questions, form guilds, and just exchange contacts if they build a friendship in our game. We inform them of updates and such. A really important thing also related to the social media is to have a corporate website. And these are some of the reasons why your website is your most powerful tool. So it shows your brand identity. On your website, you can display all the information throughout the years, for example, the history timeline and different facts of your company, which cannot be found anywhere else. And essentially, it is linked to the credibility that it establishes as a business, because it comes directly from you and you leave your contacts there, and people can come and just write to you without searching for a very long time where to, if they want to discuss an opportunity, where to contact you. Me personally, I struggle with this issue on a number of occasions, because I see a company and I see, for example, on a conference, and I want to discuss an opportunity with them, but when I search them on Google, I can't find them because they don't have a corporate website. So building that, it's really vital for the PR of you as a business. It serves as an SEO purpose. It increases the rankings with keywords of your presence on the internet. And one trick here is also to link your blog when you create it to your corporate website, because then people, if they want to see if you're an active company, they will go on your website and see that, for example, you've posted last week or in the beginning of this week, and you see that you're active, and you try to, then they will go on your other social medias because they're linked there on our blog, and they will see that you post regularly, and they will want to engage in a conversation with you and discuss possible opportunities, essentially. Here, very important thing that people actually do mess out, and I've seen on a number of times, is a Wikipedia page. So essentially, this is the first thing that comes up on Google when you search something. Yeah. So I would suggest, if you don't have one, definitely build one. It doesn't take a lot of time, and you might think it does, but it actually doesn't, and I'm gonna explain further why. So it's free and really accessible. It's really easy to set up. You just have to make an account and start writing. We personally don't update it, for example, every month. So that's why it doesn't take a lot of our time. We update it once a year, because a lot of things are happening throughout the year. And at the end, we just pick and choose the best ones that we want to include there. It gives a good outreach with multiple references. And people can go and read different articles about you. If you've linked them, definitely do on your Wikipedia page. Similar to the corporate website, is connected to the SEO purposes and increases the ranking of your Google searches and on other search engines as well. Similar to the Wikipedia, we have a corporate newsletter. If the Wikipedia is for the general users to see, our corporate newsletter is mainly more focused on our partners. We try to inform the people what we've been up to for the period that has been the last newsletter to the new one. So people trust their inboxes. If you're hesitant, don't be. They do. It's people actually take more time on social media to engage with something, with a post, for example. And if you send them a newsletter in their email and they don't want to read it, it actually stays there, and it serves as a more deliberate way to open it and engage with it. So this is a trick to send it there. It's if you think that it can serve as a replacement for people to not go and check out your social media, because you will include all that information in the newsletter about what happened to your company. It actually, it's not the case. It boosts your content strategy on the other channels as well, because you will link them with what you write in the newsletter. You link all the information there, for example, with posts that you put on social media, and it will be like a people will go and click on that as well to see the more information if they're interested about this specific topic, and will create a more engagement with the readers between all of your channels. We don't personally post in the beginning. We actually posted, sent newsletters every month, but throughout the years we've seen that every month could get not only annoying, but you don't have that much information to include in a really long newsletter. So we then moved on to include it, to send it out in every queue. And this year we actually moved to 3 newsletters, so we send them out every 4 months. And it's a low cost thing to do. As mentioned, it doesn't really take a lot of time, and you have every bit of that information that you include in the newsletter posted on your social media. The second thing I will be addressing is the news sharing. So it's really important here to focus on the long-term contacts. There are 3 ways to build a network of media and PR contacts. One of them is to conduct a basic search on Google and just make an Excel sheet and see different lists, for example, with media contacts, and just put them out there and later connect with them. Or you can, if you attend events, or you have LinkedIn, which serves as a connection media to you to connect with other people from your industry. There will be no problem, I can guarantee you, if you ask someone to make an intro for you, or if you ask if they can share some their best media contacts that they use really often. People will definitely give you this and will reply to you. If they don't have any, they will probably just give you an advice on how to connect certain media agency, for example. And then the third thing to do is to look at big companies. So big companies related to your industry, just go through where they post their news, where they share their events and highlights from their company, and just mimic them. When you do that, when you've created this network of agencies, just don't forget to, when you post, to tag them and tag the companies involved. So this will allow for a more outreach for different users, because they will reshare the information, especially if it's a collaboration. and by that you will get more users from their channels, and it's a free PR from the other channels as well, just by simply resharing this post, for example. If the news is big, people will definitely want to reshare it. They just need a little push. This means that a recent news we actually shared was acquiring Crush Them All, and because it happened really fast, and we wanted to distribute the news really quickly, we just took it upon our list of contacts and we wrote to all of them, and they just were really excited for the news as well, and said, yeah, great, this is a great story, we'll reshare it. We didn't know about this, because people don't research for this kind of information. So as mentioned, they just need a little push. A trick here is for companies and agencies who want prepayment, is to ask them for a revenue share partnership. This is a kind of a flexible concept. So it is pretty straightforward. It means splitting the revenue of the partnership. What we do is we include tracking links in our articles, and if the readers are interested in our products, which are games, essentially, they go and click the link of our games, and if they start playing the game and essentially paying, we split the revenue with that specific company. And this is how it basically works. The third thing I mentioned in the overview was regarding awards and certificates. So awards are a free way of proving that you're the best by showing achievements. Definitely search for awards. If you're suitable for them, apply and grow as a company and as a business. It gives you higher visibility because it serves as a third-party endorsement, and this is something that PR and media agencies like to highlight. So it's free publicity essentially, and it can attract new talent. So who doesn't want to work in a company which has many awards and is often featured on the website, on the news website, that they have won something? I personally would really like to work in such company which showcases success. Another trick here is to utilize it to the full extent. So you can post it on your social media, on your company brochures, press releases, on our company website. We have listed all of our awards on our company websites as well. We have a specific tab. So people, when they go on our website and they want to view more information about us, they can go and see, oh, they have awards. They're really good at what they do, probably because they have so many. And it just makes people want to engage in a conversation more with you. The fourth thing will be sponsorships and charities. So if you have a spare budget, try investing it, a PR budget, try investing it also in sponsorships, because people will essentially put your logo on their whatever event, for example, they're doing, and people will want to know who the sponsors behind this event is, especially if it's a really successful one. These are some of the events that we've been sponsors throughout the years. You can find more information on them on our Wikipedia page. They're really detailedly explained. I'm gonna mention just two of them. The first one is TUS, which is a technological high school here in Sofia. They host an event which is called TUS Fest every year, and we've been an official sponsor of that. This year, and beginning of this year, one of our producers, Kauyan, he gave a presentation in front of the students on tips and tricks of how to build a successful game. Another thing to mention is IT Talents, which is a academy for developers, which our co-founders sponsor. we basically train developers from unexperienced students to potential people that will be employable on the level of juniors. And even most of our developers here, they come from IT talents. So this is also linked with the HR purposes that I mentioned as one of the benefits of PR. Really similar to sponsorships, charities are also a means to share. So throughout the years, Imperia Online has been involved in many charities, which you can see from some of the pictures here. We try to encourage, by posting on social media, we try to encourage other people to get involved as well, not only from our team. And we even are one of the biggest sponsors, not charity sponsors of the Bulgarian Christmas, which is a charity event which is held every year for children in need in Bulgaria. And we try to share this information, as mentioned, to not only for the increasing the presence on our social media, but just to, as mentioned, encourage people to also participate in this, and other companies to engage their employees as well. The fifth thing is related to the internal and external events we have at Imperia Online. So as mentioned, I'm part of the marketing and biz dev team, and we work really closely with the HR team to organize fun and diverse and engaging events for our employees. On the screenshots, you can see that, for example, on the top left, we have some pictures from a recent game night that we had, from our Christmas party on the right, and just really recently at the end of October, because some of our colleagues are offline and home office, we hosted a Zoom Halloween virtual event where we encouraged everyone to dress up, and we tried to guess who was who by looking at their pictures, for example, or just looking at the Zoom profiles. We do outdoor events, virtual team buildings. We organize gifts for our colleagues for different occasions. An upcoming one is Christmas, and now we're focused on organizing the Christmas present for our team. And we essentially make pictures at the office and post them on social media, also linked with the brand identity of our company. The previous slides was related to the internal events, and now more about the external events. So our Biz Dev team often participates in digital conferences. Just recently, we attended DevGAMM. The previous session, my colleague Vasil, which you can see on the top picture on the right, he attended DevGAMM event at Moscow, and it was the first offline event we attended in maybe 2 years, and it's really good to just engage with everyone. We focus on sharing pictures and the talks that come up after the speakers on our social media. We post links prior and post the event, especially if we had meetings with someone. We take a screenshot and we post it and then tag them, because people usually want to, if they agree to take a picture, they want to be tagged. They want their company to be tagged as well, and on a later stage they reshare it, so their users might come and get more interested of who we are and potentially become our users. So this increases your organic search results. Also, we post live videos from events where the event is and the conferences are happening, and just explain and how the conference is going to the people who follow us on there. and where they can find us. The sixth and final thing I will mention is influencers, and specifically micro-influencers. So why micro-influencers can be a PR boost? Essentially, journalists go and search for their content on social media, and this is where influencers post, yeah? So you can see the connection. If they come up on an interesting influencer, which, for example, promotes a product more recently or more often, and they seem interested in that product, they can go and start following your company to see what you do, and eventually maybe write an article about if they see a pattern in many influencers posting about the specific product. It increases the organic discovery of your products, and there are two ways if you don't know where to start with influencers. So one thing I can suggest doing is maybe in the beginning reach out to local influencers. For example, we've done that here in Bulgaria. We've reached out just in the beginning of this year to Bulgarian TikTokers, where we did a campaign with them to promote our game Siege World War II. Another thing you can do is use a platform. If you are a more advanced person and want to have a bigger outreach, there are many influencers agencies out there who will be willing to work with you and connect you to influencers to promote your games. It is really vital to not only focus on one channel, but to use different ones. If the previous slide provide you with our TikTok campaign, this is our YouTube one, which was related to the 10th anniversary we had in Imperia Online. So don't focus on one channel, but essentially try to focus on influencers who are close to your gaming industry, because they're the people who will add a voice to your brand. And if they understand and are close to gaming, they will be able to explain to their users what this game is in a more unique and authentic way. Don't forget to tag them when conducting and being in discussions with them. Just say, please, when you post the video, just tag me. So this way, people and their users and viewers will go and search for you organically. Similar to the agencies that I mentioned earlier, if you don't have a spare budget for influencers, there are many out there who will be willing to work on revenue share with you. So you can also ask them about this one as well. It is don't lower your head if you think that they won't work with you. Just try it out, and if they don't know what that is, you can explain to them that this will be beneficial for both of you, because you don't have an available budget for prepayment currently. So these are all the tricks that I would like to share with you. So maybe I will give you a quick summary in regards to all of them. The first and most important thing, especially related to social media, is to be active. So be there, make a plan, schedule, and just post on your social media. Don't forget to study the different platforms, because as previously mentioned, it is really important to what to post where. Be creative. For example, TikTok wasn't specifically our most comfortable zone, but we were creative, we did our research, and at the end, it was a really good outreach and outcome for us. So don't be hesitant on that. Expand your horizons and try out different things. Be consistent. If you are if you post regularly and often on your social media, eventually that will pay off. So if you don't have a large base of followers, for example, don't give up. If you post regularly, you will get the organic search by implementing all those methods that I previously mentioned. So be consistent and don't give up on that. And the final one is that revenue share is your business model, is your best friend, especially if you're just starting out with PR or as a company and you don't have available budgets for any of these things that I mentioned earlier. Just ask people, and you want to increase your presence, ask the media agencies and the influencers to work on revenue share and detailedly explain to them what that is and why that will be beneficial for both of you, and you will not lose essentially nothing on both sides. This is for me. I have linked my contacts if you want to ask any questions after the discussion. You can find me at my email or just ask me a question now.
So, thank you, Alexandra, for the excellent lecture. It's very cool that you accompanied all the tips from your presentation with examples from your company. So, guys, don't forget to post your questions to Alexandra in this chat so that we can voice them in this QA section. So, some questions from me personally. First one is, which social network is best suited for a company's PR specializing in game development?
I would definitely say LinkedIn because there you can there are many ways to increase the presence on there. For example, LinkedIn gives you the opportunity to invite 100 people per month, and that can be done from multiple people if they're admins of the page. And if people accept your invitation, your followers increase, and thus you get more outreach, and people will be really in team what you post there and what your company is doing on time when they follow you. So I think this is the best one, and LinkedIn is the best, in my opinion, social media for just corporate brands in all industries.
Okay, thank you. So the second one is, you said it's important to organize events for your employers. Can you give examples of events that took place at Imperia Online JSC?
Yeah, yes. Yeah, sure. So during COVID, it's really actually difficult to organize events. So we try to do them online. Before COVID, we had many events, not only the team buildings that we have every year. So we have Christmas parties, which we have one upcoming this December, which will be on live. We have Christmas parties. We organize parties for Halloween. We organize for 8th of March, which is the International Women's Day. And if we're organizing events offline, we do this every week. So every Friday we have a all staff meeting, which we try to include different games or different discussion topics so people can engage. And if they miss being and seeing their colleagues, just to try and even the shy ones to try to talk more with them, even through Zoom.
Okay, it sounds very interesting. So what are you going to do on the Christmas party? Will be there Santa or someone else?
So me personally, because I've been part of the company for only 1.5 years last year, because the restrictions were really hard here in Bulgaria, we didn't have one. We had a virtual one. So this is my first time attending our Christmas party. And I only know that there will be a photo booth and it will be in a large conference hall. So they are not giving me any information. They want it to be a surprise.
So I hope this will be a very interesting surprise for you.
Yeah, thank you.
So the next question is, how expensive it is to involve influential people in your project, and does it always pay off?
The campaigns that we did, for example, this about our 10th year anniversary one, we and many others, we always look for influencers to work with. Even we have influencers that write at our Biz Dev mail, and we always offer them a revenue share because we don't have the revenue share business model, because we don't have a specific budget for that kind of PR or marketing. And some of them really, to be honest, want to be prepaid or paid for a specific video. But some of them also agree to work on this because we give them detailed information of how this can be possible. We give them examples of how this has worked previously for us, if it's been paying off. So our games are strategy MMO games, and it's really difficult to tell from the beginning if this will pay off. And it really depends on the user base of the influencers. If the influencers has a more younger audience, for example, from 15 to 25, it will not be the best option. It will not have the best ROI because our games are mainly focused on over 25, so 30 to 45 year demographics. And it just really depends to if you want to pick and choose the best influencers, you'll probably have a really good ROI. But if you're willing to work with each and every one of them who would like to work with you on this business model, it's really difficult to tell which one will be potential for your games.
Okay, so there is some question from the chat. Julia asks you, so how much of the audience as a whole goes into promoting in TikTok?
Sorry, how much?
How much your audience like you're promoting in TikTok?
Okay, so this is not our biggest social media channel. We did it more of on our own and without any external help in the beginning, because TikTok was becoming a really big channel at the time, and we wanted to also experiment with this one. So we tried some different things. We did film some videos and with trends, as I mentioned, and we also posted similar to other gaming channels. We posted gameplay of our games, and to be honest, the gameplay videos were much more viewed than the trends we did. Quite unfortunate for us because it took longer time to edit. But the players were enjoying it, and we even after establishing our account at a later stage, for example 1 month or 2 months later, I went on from my personal profile to go and search for our corporate one, and I saw that we had many copycats, if I can say it, similar to our corporate name account, and people have created those accounts and started posting videos themselves. So I count that as quite the success, if I can say.
Okay, and who leads the company's social media content?
Who leads the company's social media content?
Yeah, who posts those posts
I
for
do.
TikTok or you?
Yeah, I do.
For all the social networks?
Yeah, only the corporate ones. As I mentioned, we have my colleague Mitko, who does the live streams and the manages the channels of the games. So the Discord channels, for example, the YouTube channel with the live streams, and the Facebook ones with the games names.
Okay, thank you. So you run your own Discord channel where players can keep in touch with the developers. And most likely, they leave you their ideas for improving or adding some content. It is important to listen to such comments from players, or is the opinion not always subjective?
So they do actually on the Discord channel for Crush Them All. They do. We have a very active community there. It's, as I mentioned, it's over 25K users, and they have, I think they have a specific sub channels which is recommendations, and there they can post each and every one of them can post, and just because sometimes it's really difficult to read through all the comments that are posted on the, for example, the Google Play reviews. So they have that specific sub channel there, so they can post their recommendation and improvements if something's not working properly or if they don't like it. And our product manager, and who is the head of the team for that specific game, takes into consideration if a lot of people especially are, for example, posting about a certain thing, and takes that into consideration and discusses it with our senior management if they can include and improve that specific thing on the game. So I really think it's important to listen to your players, because essentially they're the people who make your company and are there to play your game.
Okay, it's very cool that you listen to your players. So thank you for answering our questions. It was very nice to meet you with you, Alexandra, and know how Imperia Online works under the hood.